We're in Miyazaki in Japan, and the elite men's race is just a few minutes away. Coming up to 11 o'clock in the morning local time. We've a bigger field than we had for the women's race earlier, if you're with us for that. More than 40 men taking their chance here this morning. So Kenji Nener comes out. Started the season really well. His first World Cup medal in Hong Kong. And as you might have heard the announcer say there, he won the Asia Championships and won them by over a minute here in Japan.
I think he's getting a bit of pressure on him coming in with #1 on today as well. Maybe he feels like he's got to go out there and deliver on that.
We won't know till he takes the swim cap off what colour Hojo's hair is today. He likes to keep us guessing.
Yellow hats are the top 10. Pretty much all gone to the same side, apart from #10 there.
Yeah, they're almost in exact numerical order, aren't they, on the right-hand side as we look. Look to clean start, 42 men on their way at the Miyazaki World Cup. One of them was very slowly away, seemed to kind of miss the break completely.
Yeah, someone, I don't know if they fell. It was definitely and some of the athletes on the right in the yellow hats didn't respond quickly at all to that horn going off. It is a little bit harder to sight when it's choppy, and we see from this angle you can see why it is a little bit. When we're above, you think, well, how can they not see where they're going? But when you're in the water like this and you're looking up, it is a lot harder, a lot more sighting than on average, obviously in flat conditions. But they are in the waviest part of the course now.
Hojo's right up there, and also Morlek, who I thought would swim well. #4 is in about 3rd or 4th at the moment. Well, that gives you a bird's eye view. Just looking towards the front, it looks like we might have, I don't know, half a dozen, maybe 7 or 8, and then there's a little bit of a gap.
Everyone's taking a lot of different lines on the way in. It looks like it's Hojo's now taking the lead in the front. There's Morlek off to the left, so slightly different line on the way back into the beach.
So they're going to come out of the water pretty much bang on 8.5 minutes. Hojo leads the way. Back to Dupuis, and then Morlek. There you're leading 3. So we've got 3 Japanese towards the front of proceedings early on here.
Yanis Sagan just at the back of that larger group there, so he's really going to have a good transition to make sure he gets through transition safely in that main group.
It's great from both Hojo and Morlek. Then Dupuis, Yoshikawa.
Dykstra and Willis both with good transitions there into the front.
We've now got a lead group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or 10, and they're all going to catch on here around that dead turn.
They're the 2 coming through. I mean, you've had obviously Kevin McDowell. He had a great race in Tokyo back in 2021, but had a lot of injuries since. But he's, oh look, a crash. We've
got at least 3 men in big trouble, and I think one of them is in real trouble. Well, that could be nasty.
And see the Australian there in the background, so I think he got stuck just behind that crash, so it looked like it happened at the back of the pack. So I think those packs had merged together. I know there's been a big group of athletes that raced Tonyung. Now this race, they've all been training together, kind of preparing for the next races. So yeah, very motivated athletes, and although we're into November, it's very late in the season. They're really motivated and still chasing those good results.
So this is the halfway point on the bike, 2 laps down, 2 to go.
We've got Jack Willis there leading them through, and he's had a great year. I mean, he had 8th in way high, which was just a massive improvement on anything he's done before in a World Series, but very aggressive on the bike there, involved in like a small breakaway with Alex Yee and Leo Berger, which are an excellent company there if you're in a small push and a breakaway. So he was sick as well in Tonyung, so he didn't really get to show his best form. So really looking for a little bit of redemption, trying to push on, race a little bit better. Got a couple trying to a little push off the front. It's like Brzyzak, the Polish athlete, and he had that amazing 3rd place in Tonyung just 2 weeks ago from the breakaway with Dylan McCulloch. It was a really impressive performance, and he managed to hang on for that 3rd place. It was getting very close towards the end, but it was a really exciting finish, but it looks like it's been shut down pretty quickly.
Final part of this race, going into a 5
Your heart must absolutely sink when you see that your number on the ball, on the penalty ball.
Yeah, I think so.
There is Sagan. So he's away, so he's going to take this penalty some point on the run. Either first or second lap, it's his choice.
Kenji froze up a little bit there, but I think that was Sagan trying to push on the pace early on. So this is such a nice run course. It's quite twisty, turny. Some of the athletes are really going to like that, but it is really pretty.
Well, there's the bad news, confirmation of it for Yannis Sagan.
Hugo Roosberger now pushing on the pace. Dijkstra's up there as well, Nener.
Curious when Sagan will decide to take this. Either the first or second lap.
Oh, I would think first. Give you a chance to kind of work your way back in, but it's hard to know. It depends how you're feeling, how the athlete's feeling. If he's got momentum and he's feeling good, he'll just want to carry on and keep pushing.
That'll be a disqualification.
Now there's the penalty box there.
Okay. So that's the answer. He's going to take it on the second lap.
We didn't look at it then, so I hope we know.
Well, I'm saying,
he's got it.
You always worry, don't you, for athletes if they don't realise.
Roosberger's been at the front. He's dictated the pace. It's been really impressive. He's gone to the front pretty much within that first 500 metres, and he's the one that's deciding what it is. And Sagan looks like he's coming under pressure at the back. The plan is to just wind it up and put everyone under pressure. He looks like he's made a move again, and just gaps opening up.
Dijkstra at the moment very happy just to sit on the shoulder. So Hugo Moosbrugger and Ben Dijkstra, and they've got about a 20, maybe 30 metre gap.
And Kenji Nener in fourth, but does he know about the penalty? Because he's just got to hang on, because he's got a buffer there. He's got at least a 10-second buffer. But it's always slightly more with that slowing down of the watch starting. And for Dijkstra, you've got to keep believing that the athlete in front might slow. You might be able to come back. It's so much of a mental game at this point too. Obviously, you've got to do whatever you can in your body, but any doubt that creeps into your mind. And for Dijkstra, is he in second going, well, this is my first podium, if I can stay on the podium? Or do you think, no, this is it, I've got to go for the win? What mentality do you have in this situation?
Made a very early statement of intent to get to the front here on the run. He's just gone further and further away from everybody else. So Hugo Moosbrugger leads. Ben Dijkstra in second, then a gap back to Yannis Sagan, who has that penalty to take, and then Kenji Nener, and they're more than halfway through their second and final lap.
And Sagan looks like he's pulling back on Dijkstra, but he obviously still got that penalty, but I think he brought that gap down slightly. Kenji Nener's not letting him get away. And as long as he stays within this distance, Nener might have that bronze.
Yep, absolutely. Made a very early break on the run. Ben Dijkstra still clear in second place. But Hugo Moosbrugger is going to win his first ever World Cup medal here. Keeps looking back, but Dijkstra's some way behind him. And there go the glasses. There you see the smile. And the 28-year-old Frenchman milking the applause here. He wins his first ever World Cup medal, and it's a gold. Also a World Cup medal for Dijkstra, his first. He takes the silver. And with Sagan in the penalty box, Kenji Nener is going to come home and take bronze on home soil. And that is your 1, 2, 3. Sagan has done brilliantly, actually. He's going to get fourth. But it's Hugo Moosbrugger, Dijkstra, and Nener for the podium.
Oh, you can see the frustration there on Sagan's face. I didn't think he was going to stop then. I'm glad he did, and he managed to get that position. But yeah, he looks pretty annoyed with that.
It actually looked like a pretty late kind of almost stopped and then went at right angles. So maybe he only found out very, very late. Either way, he's okay, served it, and he will finish fourth, but clearly would have been on the podium had he not had that penalty.
Yeah, just out sprinting Valentin Morlek. Takumi Hojo getting that 6th position. Cameron Main, then Jack Willis, Saxon Morgan and Luke Schofield making it inside the top 10.
Might have seen Kenji Nener absolutely shattered.
I think it's been a long season. They did really well there to get that bronze.
I think now we can hear from the winner, Huber Moosbrugger of France. Down with Doug.
Maxim, congratulations. You're a World Cup gold medalist. Talk us through the feelings of that finish.
Thank you. It means the world for me. First podium also on the World Cup level. I was looking for this one since I started triathlon when I was looking on TV, and now being on the podium and also taking the finish line tapes, a great day for me and to finish my season also.
You looked like you really wanted to set the pace, dictate what was going on that run, and you were feeling good out there?
Yeah, I was in the first park after the swim, so I knew I could have my chance. So when I had really good legs after the bike, I just went for it, didn't let the lead, and just saw how it went, and I saw that they were struggling, following me, and I just went for it until the finish line. Yeah, this bike course is very technical, more than 2 years ago when I did it. It's very nice to have very sharp turns, 180 turns also. It makes the bike more entertaining, and I really liked it. It makes the legs more heavy for the run, but that's triathlon and really like it.
How aware were you of that accident that happened with your teammate Aurelien? And it looked kind of nasty out there and must have shaken up the pack as well.
Yeah, I was just on his right, so I saw him fell doing front flips. I was a bit wary for him. I saw him the leg slap, standing up. So I was it was better to see him not on the ground anymore and just focused on my race again at this time.
Absolutely, and yeah, a brilliant way to finish out the year. When you started here on that start line, were you feeling like you had this first win in you? Is there something going on there?
Honestly, I felt really good this last 2 weeks where I was staying in Japan. So I really liked to have it in mind that I could be on the podium today, but a race is a race. You never know what happens Aurelien today. So I'm happy we'll be okay the next days, but I'm really happy for myself today to be on the podium.
Been a long time coming, Ben. Feels good?
Oh, it feels amazing. I've kind of been waiting for this for a while and worked hard, but yeah, it's running down that home straight. I was I saw Max was tired, but I was kind of sort of overcome with emotions. I was in pain, but super happy as well. So Max was super strong out there. It was a good race, and the guys who went down in the crash happened right next to me. I think there was a touch of wheels, and I think it was Aurelien right next to me, and I just hope that him and everyone else involved in that is okay and has a good recovery.
Yeah, we've seen them going off. They look in one piece, certainly. The start of that run, I think there was the 5 of you. Kenji was there, Yannis was there. At what point did you realise that Yannis had a penalty to serve as well?
I saw that was number 2. I just didn't know exactly. I thought it was either him or one of the other guys sort of in the top 5, and so I didn't know it was him specifically, but I just knew that I had to keep pushing, and I knew Max was super strong when he started stringing it out. I know how good of an athlete he is, and we're really good friends, so I was I just really wanted to go with him and just kind of latch on, and I felt a bit bad because I couldn't sort of contribute, but he was just a bit too strong, and I just had to go with it as long as I could. So once that gap started going out, it was just kind of a case of hanging on at the end, and running down that blue carpet, a silver feels like a gold to me. So yeah, hopefully in the future I'll be able to go one more, but for now it's kind of amazing to get a silver. It's been a number of tough years. I think this is my first season that I've completed start to finish since 2019, since I was a junior. So it's had I've had a few ups and downs across the years and this year as well. And I knew that I was in good form coming into this. I kind of trusted what I'd done in training. I've got a great group around me, so I'm just grateful for that, the belief from them and just support. And, when times were tougher, then just, turning up to training and just having such a good group around you means the world. So, it's sort of things that you don't say on a daily basis to everyone, but you do appreciate it. And, a result like this, hopefully, everyone can have a smile on their faces that's around me and in my circle.
Kenji, well done. A hard-earned bronze out there, and obviously it's taken a toll.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, after getting sick in Neom, I really didn't have that much expectation, but in front of a home crowd, and it's the last one, I just wanted to see what I had, and I just put everything through. And, I feel sorry to take the podium away from Yannis because he had a penalty, and he worked hard on the bike, but ultimately this is all I had, and yeah, I'm so happy to get away with third today. It's really a miracle, to be honest, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, you all worked super hard out there, and like you said, coming in, the preparations weren't far from ideal. So, yeah, rinsing yourself on this last stage of the season took a lot.
Yeah, it definitely did. I was so emotional, actually, in Neom because I didn't want to end the season like this. So I thought, let's see what I can do in Miyazaki, and I have family and friends in Japan, so it was nice to really put on something in front of them. Yeah, I just really want to thank everyone for their support, and a special mention to Ben Dijkstra. I know it's been a long time since he's been on the podium of a World Cup, and he's fought so hard to come back. I mean, triathlon's not an easy sport, and he's been full of injury, so it's really nice to share the podium with him.
Were you aware of Yannis's penalty that he had to serve?
Yeah, I actually was, to be honest, because I saw it on the first lap, saw number 2, I knew it was Yannis. But yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate for him because he's such a good athlete too. So, I mean, I really just dug deep and see what I had. Like, I really didn't expect to be anywhere near the podium, so I'm super happy with it. Yeah, so thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate the support.
Kenji Nener
said he was absolutely delighted to get on the podium. We saw how exhausted he was at the end, but a very nice way to finish the season.
Ben Dijkstra.
Big moment for Ben Dijkstra as well. He's still only 26. Just really hope that he can go on from here and show some of the talent that so many people believe he's had for some time.
Maxime Ubermus-Bruger.
First medal of any colour in a World Cup race for the Frenchman, let alone a gold. Really bold statement he made on the run, and no one could go with him. So they'll pose for some photos, and they can now look forward to a few weeks' rest.